feel bad that you're going home, Bob. I wish you could stay.
Why?
So that I can feed you good every day.
Well, you know that I can't. I mean, that'd probably be bad if you lived with a young person.
Well, being that you went up to PAX and then you went into the city to that crazy Nintendo store that had 1 million people, you're probably infected, so...
No, there was nobody there.
You
don't know
what?
that.
Yeah, right.
We have an epidemic underway here in the United States. There's a very large outbreak in Seattle. That's the one we know about. Probably one in Santa Clara, maybe other parts of the country, other cities. And so we're past the point of containment. We have to implement broad mitigation strategies.
The cancellation and postponing of events has continued. Regarding bigger events and conventions, we saw E3 was canceled. Coachella has reportedly been postponed until October. We've seen numerous St. Patrick's Days canceled, including the one in Chicago. San Francisco has just outright banned large gatherings of 1,000 people or more.
When they do the retrospective on this one, they're going to say, why did it take the United States so long to bring up the testing capacity?
March 12th, 2020. I feel like I'm giving like a captain's log or something. Right now, there are, according to the CDC, 1,215 total cases of coronavirus in the US and 36 deaths. But it is most certainly on the upswing, and everybody is at peak panic right now. It's hard to get toilet paper. I ordered some a week ago before this was even a problem, and they put it in the special storage room for high priority packages or expensive packages. That wasn't my toilet paper. They just canceled E3. Then they suspended all flights from Europe, which is a very big deal. And the biggest deal of all, Disneyland is closed. That's how you know that it's real. My roommate is a nurse over in Manhattan, and he was saying that we should probably start stocking up on food and stuff that we can make here so that we don't have to order stuff, have people come here, and so we can be prepared if things get a lot worse and it's harder to get outside if there's like a crazy lockdown. And I was like, good idea. I'm going to order a bunch of stuff on Amazon Fresh. And I mean, things are already a little crazy. Like every single thing that I ordered, like the frozen chicken and the frozen vegetables and stuff, it all says due to increased demand at this time, availability may be limited. It's literally everything that I ordered. Otherwise, everything's just fine. I don't even know if I'm gonna make this video. I just decided I should start documenting it now. Like if they decide to close the subway down or stores start closing or supermarkets stop closing, things are gonna start to get a little crazy around here. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly healthy. I'm healthy as a clam.
You gotta go on that trip at the end of the year, at the end of the month. So
yeah, well, hopefully we'll be good by then, and that's if the airports are open.
So are you ever going to come here to get this, or do you want us to mail it? What if we come there?
I think that'd be a terrible idea. I'm gonna have to come over there eventually to go to my P.O. box, but like I would have liked to have done that yesterday, but I had other things to do. But again, I don't want to stay over and like congeal in your house.
See, people are overreacting like I can't believe.
Well, listen.
Yes.
What do you think? You think we're gonna like actually get to fly next week?
No, I honestly don't think that we will.
Why? You think they're gonna cancel everything?
Have you seen all the pictures of the airports and stuff?
No. I try to stay away from that stuff. Makes me crazy.
It looks ridiculous.
Like busy or nothing?
Like really busy because of the screenings, but I guess that's from international travel.
Yeah. Yeah, those are. Yeah, they have to watch that make sure the people don't have it. So, all right, I'll let you go. It was nice hearing your voice, even though I can't. Next time I'm going to call you on the FaceTime so I can see you.
Okay.
Every once in a while, you can call too and say hi.
Yeah, okay.
I know, probably not going to happen. I know. All right.
Goodbye.
I'm going to talk to him. Last chance. No, you also want to. Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Saturday, I was going to go out to Long Island to go to my P.O. box and see my parents and everything, and then I decided not to do that because I didn't want to travel, but more importantly, I didn't want to affect my parents in any way. So so here's my stance now. I'm not sick. I'm perfectly healthy. But I've been around so many people and been out so much that I feel like there's a high potential that I'm a carrier. So I'm just treating this as if I do have it and as if I am a carrier. I don't want to give it to anybody who could actually have some serious problems, like, for example, my parents. Otherwise, I'm just trying to live my life as normal, besides avoiding large crowds, maybe trying not to eat out too much. Yesterday, I had some friends over because I had to film something, and we went out to dinner. There was nobody at the restaurant when we got there. Today is supposedly the last day that restaurants are going to be open in New York. They have a mandatory shutdown of restaurants, and they're going to try to have crowds that are no bigger than like 10 people. And a lot of stores are closing, and a lot of offices are closing, and I have a lot of friends who are either part-time or they're contract workers, and they're just straight up not getting paid. So that might be the largest side effect of this whole situation, is that people are just not able to work, and they're not going to be making any money. And I understand the need for it completely. It's necessary. It's completely unfortunate. And yes, I was at the supermarket yesterday. It was a Saturday, so I understand it's usually a busy day for supermarkets anyway. But it was pretty bare. There was not a lot there. It's just interesting to see the shit hitting the fan, is all, you know? I'm still going to keep ordering food until takeout starts to shut down or it gets harder to order takeout. But after that, we'll be ready to start making our frozen chicken and ramen meals and canned soup. I got a bunch of pasta sauce from a shoot we did the other day. Could make some chicken parm. Rumblings that there's potential for the whole city to go on lockdown, meaning you can't leave your house or apartment without a good reason. So before that happens, I went out to Long Island to get some stuff so I can so it'd be easier for me to do some work while I'm stuck here. It was probably a little irresponsible of me to go see my parents while I was out there. I was only there for like an hour. I tried to stay like 6 feet away from them. I also, while I was there, got some gloves, and my mom gave me a face mask. Dad, I just sat there before. You should have wiped it down.
Can't believe they're not closing the stock exchange.
They are closing.
No, he just said they're not. Are we being filmed right now? I don't
Yes.
like that.
You're being filmed.
Really don't
You're
like
not
that.
on camera, but I am.
No, but your voice is, and
Your
it's great.
voice is.
But one thing that's good, look at all these people out. I can't even believe it.
Why is that
The
good?
bike path was completely packed.
Oh, it gives them something, you know. They like to be out in the fresh air. That's
Yeah, but-
nice. Well, look at all these young kids over there.
But they're not supposed to be out.
That's right. They're
Well, they
supposed
got to do something.
And they have to be less than 10.
Bobby,
They
do
don't-
they have
they
any
don't test you.
places by you in that test?
I honestly haven't seen any.
But why would he even get tested? He doesn't have any
Well,
symptoms.
he should get
They
tested
don't-
to
they
see
don't-
whether he
Waste
can
the
come
test
home.
from somebody who needs
Yeah,
it.
they don't let you test because they don't have a lot of tests.
Oh,
So
you only get tested if you
even
like,
if
feel sick?
even if I was really sick, they probably wouldn't test me.
Right,
Oh,
because he's
okay.
not at risk.
They'd say go home and go to sleep, have some
Oh.
orange juice.
I see.
He's not at risk and he's expendable.
Yeah, and
They'll
I'm
just
expendable.
probably tell you, like, stay home.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a doctor's appointment next week for a yearly checkup.
You should call them. Maybe they canceled.
The way I'm thinking is if they cancel my appointment, then that means I'm good for another 2 years before I have to go back.
Very funny. No, you have to go get a checkup.
Don't
All
park
right.
this guy's driveway.
I'm just leaving. I'm getting out.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Enjoy
sweetie.
yourselves. Don't
Kiss,
do anything
kiss.
stupid. No, don't
Spit
kiss
on
me.
the door.
Love you.
Clean that seat.
Where's your mask?
It's in my bag.
Oh, good.
It seemed like there were still a lot of people on the train. It looked like people were just living their normal lives. Maybe there were people with face masks on. Maybe there's like a little less people, but it seemed like more people should have been staying home. I might have been one of those people. Today, I also ventured out to get Animal Crossing early. I have a sponsored stream tonight, and I would get more viewers if I played Animal Crossing early. So I went all the way to Times Square, which is normally a cesspool. There was still a decent amount of people on the train, but in Times Square, it was a ghost town. It's about 4:30 on a Thursday, and this is pretty much the middle of Times Square. So I think there's definitely a lot less people out. But people got jobs, you know, they gotta work and stuff. My job I would classify as non-essential. I am not going the right way. I am not going the right way. I'm standing in the middle of Broadway at about 5 o'clock on a Thursday. It looks like the apocalypse is happening. I also decided to take a detour through Penn Station, and that was a little eye-opening. If you're from New York or this area, you might know that rush hour in Penn Station is one of the busiest areas probably in the world. And today it looked like what it normally looks like at like 11 o'clock at night. Any other day at this time, this would be absolutely mobbed right now. You know, I kept seeing people like on the subway and stuff, and I thought, wow, people really aren't taking this quarantine seriously. But now after saying this, you know, people are getting the idea.
Maybe we was gonna die, but there's prayers. Prayer people out there who pray for you and ask God to keep you living.
I mean, the best I could do when I'm out is just try to stay away from people. That's all. I mean, I have a mask, but I don't want to wear it because it looks scary. And also, everybody's yelling at everybody online who's wearing a mask, saying that you need to save those for the hospitals. But my roommate's a nurse, so if his first of all, they don't wear these ones; they wear a different one. Second of all, if they need it, he can just have it. He can just take it. Pretty much everyone I know is working from home. Their companies are allowing them to work from home, which is great. I don't know how long that's going to be. It seems like it's going to be a long time. Personally, I already work from home. My job is completely unaffected by this. So is my roommate's. He's a nurse, so he's got to keep working. And I'm just going to keep working on my shit here at my office, because my office is my bedroom. Look, I don't want to be here either. I'm getting crazy too, okay? I want to be out enjoying my life. Hey? Do not bite me. But here we are, stuck together. Me and your... Hey! Why are we biting? I will bite you right back. Are you calling my bluff? Oh. Oh. So, we all knew they were going to do a shutdown eventually, but today they kind of did like a half-assed shutdown. All non-essential businesses are forced to shut down for the foreseeable future. But you know, you can still go outside if you need to. This is normal for me. I work from home. I'm always isolated anyway, but I mean on Fridays and Saturdays I usually try to socialize and see other people. It's Friday. I'm starting to feel the social isolation. I usually use this time to recharge with other people. But I'm going to probably preoccupy myself and keep working. Or I'll play video games all night. I mean, I got a review to do. I gotta talk about this thing. Which this is one of the things I got the other day when I went out back to Long Island. And it came from Hong Kong, which is better than China, but I still disinfected it. Seems like when I'm bored, I just drink a lot of cold brew. That's not a lid. It's been a while.
One day's going into the other. Oh God.
Do you people go out anywhere?
Well, yesterday we went to get Daddy's computer from work. He's got to work from here. Yeah, now we're stuffed. Now we're gonna watch a movie.
Oh.
The Knives Are Out or something.
Oh, Knives Out. I want to see that.
Yeah, I know.
So, my friend was saying, you know, do you think it's going to have an effect on our jobs? And I was like, no, because, you know, YouTube's got a bunch of money. Like, I think the worst that could happen is advertisers lose money and they have to buy less ads. But YouTube has enough in the bank where if anything, like, really bad happens, they could front the bill. But, I mean...
They're not going to say you're getting less.
If
you say that, you're going to get less.
If there's less advertisers, then yeah, but I think that we're so low on the totem pole that, like, the trickle down to us is going to be so minimal, if anything.
I heard a doctor say it today. Drink hot liquids, because if the virus starts in your throat, the same thing that we heard like a week and a half ago that everybody said was not true.
Well, I'm drinking my coffee right now.
And drink hot liquids, like what I that's why I sent that to you right after I heard the doctor say it.
Yeah, I'm drinking my coffee.
Okay, you gargle? Do you have gargle?
I gargle twice a day.
Okay, you know, get it down deep down, you know. Not that you swallow the gargle, but get it
yep.
Like, you know, as far down your throat as you can.
All right. What do you get? Are we still talking about gargling?
Yes.
It's Saturday, and the streets were noticeably deader than they normally are. People are definitely starting to take this way more seriously. One thing that I noticed, I keep saying that my job has been largely unaffected and my time has largely been unaffected because this is what I do all the time anyway. The only difference is I'm not going out on like Fridays or Saturdays. But what has affected me is that everybody's sitting at home on social media, which is great because that's my space. That means more views for me. But what I never considered is that everybody's messaging me and texting me and DMing me and everything because they're all bored at home. And that's been a massive distraction that I didn't consider. I realized this because my phone's battery was dying quicker than normal. And I was like, what could have possibly been making my battery die? I'm not going anywhere. It's because I'm spending more time on my phone because there's more people there. There's more people here, in here. So like a weird, unforeseen circumstance is that I'm more distracted now since everybody's home. I need to, after this is all done, I need to reevaluate my life. So I ordered myself a whole bunch of stuff on Amazon Fresh, and there's a little secret. A lot of stuff is out of stock, but more importantly, there's no delivery dates. You can't select a time to deliver because it looks like they're all booked up or something. So what I did was I tried at midnight because I figured maybe then the times for the following day would open up. You know, they'd open up a new day that everybody could pick times for. And that didn't work. But then I tried at 3 in the morning because 3 in the morning is midnight on the West Coast where Amazon is. And that worked. I heard it's 1 in the morning, but for me, 3 in the morning had all of the times for today, Friday, available. So that's when I got my stuff, and I just crushed all of my bread. Also, I already took all of this out. I'm pretending to do it again before. I was asleep when the guy came, and he was calling and ringing the doorbell and everything, and then he yelled at me when he got to the door. I also got myself a bunch of cookies because I'm an asshole. So I don't know where I left this off. I thought I was going to edit this vlog way quicker than I have, but it's been kind of crazy. Currently, the United States has the most corona cases out of any country. So we did it, guys, yay! I haven't left the apartment aside from taking the dog out since last Thursday, which was when I got Animal Crossing. I think last Saturday I went to the coffee shop down the block and they were closed, so I walked right back. That was the extent of my travels. So I've just been completely sheltered in place. And you know what? Life is fine. Life is the same as it's always been. I heard that some hospitals are estimating that we're still a few weeks out from the peak of the virus. So that means that we're gonna be sheltering in place for a while. I also heard that some places are suggesting that if you've been to New York City anytime recently, you should quarantine yourself for 14 days. I am here now, though. God. Relax yourself. So, I don't want to go anywhere to potentially spread it, because this is where I live. I got, you know. So I basically just have to sit here and ride this out. I don't want to go to my parents' house and ride it out there because I could potentially give it to them, and I also wouldn't be able to work from there. So this is the best place for me to be. I just really can't. I just have to continue to not leave, which is fine. Really, that's the spot you want? You're pushing me. you know. I'm sorry. I'm curious to know what this is all going to be like once they decide it's safe to go back outside again. Like, where's the post-quarantine party going to be at? What are hair salons going to look like? What are restaurants going to look like when everybody's allowed to finally go out and do what they've not been doing for the past few weeks? It's really bizarre to see the streets so empty. I have to keep reminding myself that it's like this because people are sick and dying. Because it doesn't feel real when like no one around you has it, or you don't know anybody personally that has it, or you might know like one person. But the numbers are insane and they're not showing any sign of stopping. I watched this video from Minute Physics, which is a great YouTube channel, that talks about how to plot the growth. And he's talking about how like, oh, exponential growth is really hard to like visualize, but if you plot it like this, it's easy to visualize, and then it's not as daunting because you can see when it drops off. And then he never shows the drop off in the US. It just shows that the US has the most cases out of anybody, and that there is no signs of it stopping. I'm very fortunate to be able to just keep doing what I'm doing just from my home. Like, the only difference in my life is that I'm not going to see my family, and I'm not going to see my friends. But I can still work, and I can still, you know, I still play games and stuff with my friends. I still talk to my friends all the time. I also today saw pictures of what the Javits Center looks like. Since there's no conventions going on there, they turned the whole thing into like a triage, which is awesome looking. But there's this freaking conspiracy theory that the whole thing's made up. That it's like a plot to take down the president or to make him look bad. I saw this tweet. So somebody tweeted a picture of the Javits Center. It said, the seemingly miles of beds being set up at Javits. It is absolutely unreal to see what the National Guard and first responders have put together in just a few days. And then this guy tweeted, all vacant. Like, yeah, dude, they just did it. Like, give it a minute. So it's not over, and it's not going to be over anytime soon. So, I mean, I don't want to be giving advice or telling people what to do. You should be, well, even the news is wrong. I'm nice and healthy, so I'm under the assumption that I have it and I'm a carrier. I'm just trying not to touch anybody when I'm outside, go near anybody when I'm outside. I'm staying home as much as possible. I'm even ordering food. Just stay the fuck home. And I understand that people gotta work, you know? Maybe you just got slammed with a huge tax bill like I just did, and you can't stop working, which is fine. Just take precautions. Don't touch anybody. Don't go near anybody. Wear a mask if you have to. Wear gloves. Because, yeah, we need to keep each other alive by staying home, but we also need to keep each other alive by keeping the economy at a, you know, on its own respirator. And hey, if you're bored, maybe I'll see you on Twitch. We'll play some games together. Oh, we'll do that. Call of Duty Warzone's free, and it's really good. Also, if you want to do yourself a service, switch your YouTube and your Netflix and everything to like 480p. That'll help not clog the networks. Unless you have fiber. It seems like fiber, like our internet has been, knock on wood, completely unaffected by all this. I didn't really know what I was doing when I was making this video, and I don't really know how it's going to look when it's done and how I'm even going to edit it. So, hope you enjoyed it. I hope there's not a part 2, but there might be. Hey, remember when I was going to make a coffee video for my second video? Goodbye. Subscribe and like and all that.